hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted source for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and giving you some exclusive content on Mondays. I'm your host, that guy, James J., alongside the leader of Squash Squad, Kaliko Yachts.
I feel like I'm gonna have a migraine with this show.
I have already had two.
And the American Scooter Dust.
Is that me?
I think so.
Okay.
And it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with our top 10 WWE theme songs. Last month we weren't able to provide a top 10. We're back this month. And it's going to be an interesting one to say the least. Our top 10 favorite theme songs. We only had two rules this time around. The first one being it's exclusive to WWE themes. Loosely WCW, as some people brought over their WCW themes to WWE. So that. And the other one was it could not be a pre-existing song prior to being used in WWE. So Cult of Personality is off the table.
Pomp and Circumstance is off the table.
Slow Chemicals.
3-6 Mafia is off the table.
No, it can't be off the table.
I mean, it was made
Because
for
3-6 Mafia was made specifically for Market. That song was made specifically for him.
Right.
They didn't put it on an album.
Did they?
No, they didn't. Trust me, I'm 3-6 Mafia guy from '93 to now that has never made a 3-6 Mafia album.
And if there's anything I trust Kaliko with, it's music. And I will say...
Well, it's nice to know that you trust me with that, other than, that and alcohol. You can trust me on those two things, for sure.
Yeah. And I don't drink, so I would have to trust you with the alcohol part.
I mean, it was written by Jim Johnston, so...
Well, there you go.
I did offer you a drink in Vegas, and you declined, sir. So
yes, straight edge. Keep it
sure. Yeah, Shirley.
Not even a Shirley.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't be serious.
I'm dead. I'm dead serious. I'm dead.
And don't call him Shirley.
Dead serious.
Okay. So, this was honestly the hardest list I've had to comprise since we've been doing these lists. And even the top 10 that I have, I'm probably going to think of something after this, and I'm going to kick myself and say, why wasn't it on the list? But I suppose that's what we have to, do when it comes to these things. So, I will start it off. My number 10 is John Cena's Thuganomics.
So
it is a banger, and it solidified John Cena as the guy before he became Super Cena, and we all hated him. Just legitimately a great song, in my opinion.
You say you're untouchable.
Yes. And, you could honestly... It's still pretty relevant today as it was when it first came out. So, that's always nice. So, yeah. Number 10, Thuganomics. Kaliko.
He did come out to that in 35, and it was a pop out the fucking world.
That he did.
Oh, man. I tell you, I'm getting a migraine. I'm forgetting more songs than I could think of.
Well, I've got a bunch. I've got a few that I think, that I would actually kind of really like.
You knew that this was coming for like months.
Y-
And you didn't write
y-
down songs.
But songs are so subjective.
Yeah.
It is hella subjective. Because Thugonomics to me,
It is heel almost, more or less.
it's heelish, but it's okay.
But it's the I'd say it's almost the true turning point anthem for ruthless aggression.
Yes,
You're not wrong.
it literally separated itself as the
We about to make you famous. Taking over Earth is still kicking in Uranus.
in your anus word life.
New Dead Man Inc.
So my number 10, geez, I'm gonna forget more songs. And I swear to God, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for missing more songs than I think of. Uh, when I think of theme musics, it's like the first note, it's got to be iconic, right? Uh, geez, number 10. For me personally, I'll start with "Shine in My Light" by Randy Orton.
Hmm.
It's the riff at the end. It's the riff in the beginning, and then the fact that Randy at that time, it was just like you saw he could be something, and that song fit him to a T. I think that song fit his persona at that time, the young brash guy that was about to take over shit. Hey, nothing you can say. I could play that in my car. Like, it's like I look at theme music, it's like, what theme music can I play in my car? And that is one of them that I can play in my car or at the gym. And I think that's the lyrics stick more with life. Nothing you can say, nothing's going to change what you've done to me. It is my time to shine. I'm going to take what's mine.
Okay, I guess. So I've got my songs listed. They're not necessarily in order of top 10. So I'm going to pull from them, and I'm gonna go the way Kaliko just reasoned. And number 10 for me is going to be Radio, Zack Ryder.
Ooh.
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know.
Yes, that's another one.
Beer tonight. It was so 80s with the so old school theme, and that actually, believe it or not, takes me into another theme that I like that I'll get into later.
Okay. So me and Kaliko starting off with some attitude of ruthless aggression and Scooter going into the PG era. Alright. Was you done with what you were saying?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Well, that brings me to my number 9, which is also from the ruthless aggression era, and that is Brock Lesnar's F5. You don't necessarily experience Brock Lesnar unless you're in the arena and you hear that first riff and that and
yes,
you know
that you know shit's about to go down. Like,
yeah, shit is about to be fucked up.
Here comes the paint.
And Brock Lesnar, it fit Brock. It's such a simple theme, yet it has so much power into it, and it just solidifies Brock Lesnar as a wrestler 100%. And it speaks to how over it was because I don't think they ever thought about changing it in WWE, especially after he came back. So yeah, it worked, and to see Brock Lesnar actually dance to his own theme is a gift in its own.
Well, you do know his theme has changed over the years. It's not the same theme it was in 2003.
I mean, they might have just changed it minorly, to update it, but I don't think that it's
It's updated in the way that Bret Hart is updated.
right.
He's saying like I get what he's trying to say. It may have changed, but the overall structure of the song
Yes.
hasn't changed.
So yeah, Brock Lesnar F5, my number 9. Kalika?
Oh man, my riff is different. My number 9, Rising Sun, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Hmm.
That riff is a fucking beast, and the violin is perfect. He comes out. I've never seen a Japanese dude come out pop locking like Michael Jackson and he juking, but that's exactly what he was doing when he first got there. And that song is just the doom 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 doom, the build up when he gets in the ring, da, 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 and then he gets to the ring and he's shaking and he's running and he runs to the rope and then he lays down and goes yeah. It's theater. So the Rising Sun, Shinsuke Nakamura, it's a good riff. Everyone loves it. I remember I saw him at first. I was like, "Yo, that was the shit. That your interest is the shit," and it fits him perfectly as a face or a heel because he's very eclectic. So it's a very eclectic riff with a violin and a lead guitar. So it fits him.
Agreed. Scooter?
Number 9. Oh man. Oof. Which one of my list do I choose? Alright. Because I want to be the one that says it first. That's on my list before somebody can be like, God damn it, it's on my list. Alright, you know what? Let me build on what I said about Zack Ryder and James knows how much I kind of really loved this song because it really was this really was almost an out of place theme in today's modern age. And my number 9 is Tyler Bate. With the whole the big strong boy and that almost like that 80s like strongman bop. That is as close as that is as close to rock and wrestling as you can get. And it was just, there was something about it. You know what? I don't even know if the wrestler who had it would have. But it was just that, like, infectious in terms of just being in your ear.
Definitely. That was definitely a banger. What? you're done, Scooter?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. So that
Yes, I'm done. I said.
can you
Hello.
can you hear me?
Uh, I don't. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know why you people can't hear me. I can hear you.
I can hear. I don't know. I think so. It just kind of slowed down for some reason. All right.
That's not it. That just means that sucks. All right, moving on.
That brings me to my number 8. And before there was Cult of Personality, there was This Fire Still Burns.
Fire burns. Oh, you motherfucker.
And it is a just a great death metal song with a lot of great themes and a lot of what I look for in just normal music in general. So it hits all the beats for me on a more personal level of things I listen to outside of pro wrestling. Um, and yeah, it honestly for CM Punk it was a banger. And sometimes I low key I wish he would go back to it, but I think Cult of Personality kind of fits him more today. But back in the day, This Fire Still Burns was the absolute shit. Um, and it still kind of is, if I'm being honest. And that's why it's my number 8. Kaliko.
I have that song higher, but I just digress. I have that song higher. Uh, my number 8. Uh, it has no words, but
Uh,
this tune is just synonymous with this guy,
oh no!
and it.
Ooh, I know it's coming.
No, it's not Warrior, not yet. But this one is the second coming, Seth Rollins. The drum pattern that pops out when you the first 30 seconds of that drum set that and then you just bam, 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 bam. It was just it just goes bananas. And then when it and the drummer on that theme song deserves a raise because he literally was killing it. That boy was murdering that drum set.
I
And Seth Rollins, number 8. I mean, I hear that song and he's the only person that can carry it. And I don't know if it's because at 31, that song was just drilling in your head, man. Just and you just knew he was coming. He was coming.
I can say about that is that that version of the song worked melodically in terms
Yes.
of what would happen. What the next musical next stanza after that drum riff stopped. And went into something else that sounded naturally like it would progress into that. That's
Right.
that's something that the whole choir it still sounds off to me to this day. It's like it's like the fans kind of like took hold of that, and it changed for like ever. It's like they'd rather have a sing along than memorable music. But being a someone having studied music theory and whatnot, when something sounds good melodically, when something goes from a right chord change, a right key change, the brain picks up on it,
Right.
and it triggers those endorphins. And yes, that version of Seth Rollins, I wholeheartedly agree. Does that?
Yeah, that one was it for him. When they changed it, I was like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, but that's a whole nother.
Oh God, we're at my number 8, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Kaliko had kind of guessed at one of mine, but I think I gotta put that one higher.
Yeah.
See, you know what? I have to kind of break the mold here, and since this is kind of like in order of like importance, I have to go with All American Boys, the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. Come on, it's the first time with the countdown. From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell the girls, the Rougeaus on their way. We're all American boys. All American boys. It's stupid infectious, and it's a stupid song. But because it's two French Canadians saying, fuck, we hate Canada. Hey, American women, we hate Canada. Fuck us, please. I mean, that's basically it, and that's all. It's so catchy. Love it, but there's going to be a few more tag teams on my list when we get to it. But yes, I am officially done. I will not subject any more singing of that.
All right. And
unless I get pissed, unless someone pisses me off.
Well, that will bring me to my number 7. People might love themselves some Judas, but I've always been a Walls of Jericho kind of guy. It was honestly one of Jim Johnson's best themes that he made. I think I'm referring to maybe the 2003-2004 version, where the guitar really kicks in, and it's dun 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 dun, and that's honestly, when I think Chris Jericho, that is what I think about, and it's one of my favorite themes in WWE, and there's kind of like maybe a funk nature to the song as well that I just really enjoy, and it definitely encapsulates Chris Jericho as a character, back when he was relevant. So Walls of Jericho is always going to be one of my preferred themes, and it's why it's my number 7. Kaliko.
Oh man! Great fun fact: I was wrestling in high school. We used to come out to that song.
Did you do the Jericho?
That was our theme song when we had our wrestling matches.
Did you do the Jericho?
Break the walls down by Chris Jericho. Because I used to have that, what was it, the WWE Volume 2 CD? Oh,
yeah.
Nah, real wrestling, you don't get the pose and run to the ring like that. You just get your ass in there. Get your ass in there and get the fuck out. You ain't got that much time. 7 and up, it's gonna be oh gosh. I'm just letting you know right now, all of this is like top of dome to me. Number 7. Oh gosh. Number 7. See, I'm trying not to pick something you picked because I swear to God, Brock Lesnar's there.
It's okay. We can.
Y2J is there. No, it's the point is I'm trying to show like the importance of music and how it can make or break a person that is coming to the ring, right? Uh, oh my God.
It's okay to have overlap. We'll allow it.
I'm done with the fuck the overlap. Anyway, because I forgot more music than you'll remember.
Kill that shit. You talk
So-
that ass.
So number 7, you know what? If it wasn't for this, I don't think they would have gotten over. The riff, and it wasn't even the riff, it was just the fact that it was catchable to people, right? And it would go da 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 da. Oh, you didn't know?
Oh God, that's not what I thought you were going.
Your ass better call somebody, and the reason that's important because it was one of those. It was one of those things where it was like Jesse James Armstrong. He was a solid hand in USWA, but when he got this, he made it into something where the theme song, even though the music ended, the theme, everything he did after it was part of the theme. So it was literally like
It's
the entire thing, the entire ensemble.
that's how the introduction for the remix went for some odd years. That's had effect in popular culture.
Yep. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the New Age Outlaws, number 7. My dad, to this day, can still know that by heart. And I know he watches wrestling, but not as much as he used to. But he used to come and bug the hell out of me with that. Oh, you didn't know? If I fucked up, oh, you didn't know?
Oh God. When my friends and I would reenact DX promos the next day, when we do the whole like, oh, someone would come up from behind me and do the cross chops, like, you didn't realize how terrible that actually was.
Yes.
Like, acting like we were badasses when we were real fucking dorks.
Yeah, this was back when, James would never look, but when wrestling was like super mainstream cool and everybody in the school was doing the shit, that's when it will never be a time like that, but.
Now, you mentioned something along the lines of succeeding in spite of the music, and I'm gonna save that one for the next one after this because I kind of want to get to this one and just get it off the list and just not talk about it anymore. And my number 7 is Billy Kidman. You Can Run.
Ooh.
I remember hearing it primarily from Here Comes the Pain.
Yes.
And, I always thought, this is the great theme for Paul London and Billy Kidman if, their tag team, stayed around a bit longer. But this is like, you had the great theme. I mean, congrats. I mean, yeah, you still have a job. Kidman still has a job, so I guess that kind of like works out for him. But you know what? I just wanted to, because it's so similar to a few, and I just wanted to get it out there so I don't have to remember it later.
I mean, fun fact: Paul London, Compton Mania world champion.
That's right.
Was he smiling?
Are you done?
Yes, I am.
That brings me to number 6. Alita, Just Feels Right.
Shut up! Talking to you! That's what I always thought it said.
It's so fuck your rules, man. It kind of just, it's a really rebellious song of so
Yeah.
fuck your rules, and I kind of like to think I'm somewhat rebellious myself and have that type of mentality sometimes. So,
Kaliko, you want to tell him?
what?
I'm gonna let you.
No. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good where I am.
Well, anyway, it's the type of music, again, the type of music I would listen to outside of pro wrestling. It's a banger of a song. It kind of fits Lita, and what she was, doing back then. And you kind, like Kaliko was saying, that first strum, like you kind of know who it is immediately.
Dun-dun. Yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
And the eyes
Yeah.
coming on the screen. And again, I still think that first lyric is "Shut up, and I'm talking to you."
Well, it's again, I think it's a banger. I enjoy listening to it. It definitely has some relatability to it. And again, that's why it's my number 6.
Bless those songs.
Kaliko?
My number 6. I told you it's Killswitch Engage. This fire burns is my 6, man. That song is so relatable, and I mean when you dig into the lyrics of that song, even through the dark, I'm trying to tell you that song was on repeat, walking like running to work like it's nobody's business, man. I will not be denied. Like, yo, like, man, I don't know what it is. It's like, even through the darkest days, this fire burns always. Man, those lyrics is just like, oh. And that fit CM Punk at that point. And it was just like, at one point, that was like my ethos, man. I was just like, fuck it. No matter what happens, this is gonna go through it. And that song just like pushed it through, bro. Just gone. Gone. So number 6, This Fires Burns, Kill Switch, Engage.
Scooter?
Okay, you want to talk about like succeeding in spite of the song? James, please remind everybody what the the rules were for this.
No songs that are pre-existing songs, and it has to be WWE, loosely WCW. They have to have brought the theme over from WCW.
And yes, thank you. And one of the most popular storylines in professional wrestling history, in the annals of professional wrestling, involves one of the most popular songs in music history. And of course, I'm referring to the good old Midnight Rider. But that's not the pick here. You want to talk about succeeding in spite of the music? You want to talk about hard times? You want to talk about American Dream?
Dream. Oh my goodness.
Just a common.
More cowbell. More cowbell.
With a cowbell. More
He's
cowbell.
just a common man, working hard with his friends. I mean, come on. That was funky like a monkey. Oh yeah. That was like, he said, it's like, hey, hey, Dusty, these are your trunks. And he's like, oh, polka, yeah, you're gonna wear polka dots. And Dusty's like, Vince, hold my goddamn beer, baby.
Yeah. You got that song over.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how someone gets over, even when you make them a plumber.
The son of a plumber.
But yes, Dusty Rhodes. That is like, see, and it's a shame it was such a short time because that whole, it's like that. I could almost guarantee that if you were to play like that opening, if just the cowbell for fans from that era, they still would recognize it.
Oh yeah.
But it was, oh man. So yes, that is the Common Man Boogie, as it is called, is my number 6. Moving on.
That brings me to my number 5. And I think it's pretty synonymous, especially the beginning. The Brood.
Harvey Raw? What?
Oh no, wait a minute, what? Diddy Raw? Wait, what?
Oh,
All be red? But the fuck if I know? It's just like blood breeding.
Reading Rainbow.
Talk about getting a tag team over. That fucking theme was a banger, and just with the entrance, to this day, people love that song, and I still love that song. For vampires, it's very funky, if I'm being honest.
I mean, 9 out of 10 vampires, we asked, unfortunately turned to ashes when we approached them for the interview at noon. So.
But yeah, it's what legitimately got Christian and Edge over in the first place, and it's a banger of a fucking song. Like I said, I don't think a lot has matched it in just consistency, beats, and just being great from beginning to end. So yeah, The Brood is number 5. Kaliko.
Ooh. Man, when you get to the top 5, you gotta get hitters, man. Like certified hitters. This is like one note. People get it. My number 5 I'm gonna start out with is My Time Triple H.
Ooh, good one.
That thing went hard. It was that little, and this was like when Attitude Era was in their bag with theme songs. It was like, you wanna play this song? And this was in the reason why this song is up there for me, because at the time Triple H was just considered a lackey, and this literally established himself as a solo wrestler. Like, yo, I'm just not Sean's sidekick. I can kick ass myself. I can. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As much as he had like Motorhead and everything in the mix, but everything started with My Time. It's my time. My time. I'm just telling you,
hit like they were in their bag in '98. I'm just saying the theme songs were in their bag in '98, and My Time was the one of the pillars of that song because it established Triple H as a solo wrestler. It started the journey of him being taken seriously as a wrestler.
Scooter.
So My Time, number 5.
I'm assuming we're gonna do some honorable mentions before we get to our number ones.
Yeah, between after number 2, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Starting with the fives. I'm gonna get this out because I think the other four I kind of want to explain a little bit more. And my number 5 is the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, God damn it, you stole it!
It's classic. It's ephemeral. It is immortal in a sense now because it's like someone sent me a meme like when the Ultimate Warrior had passed, and I don't think it was from the point of view from Randy Savage. But Randy Savage was like included in the background, and somebody in him was like, "God, this guy just showed up today. He's running around shaking everything, and he's just going." I'm like, "Yep, that's right. He got to heaven, in spite of some spontaneous self-destruction." But God, that the Ultimate Warrior himself, that whole thing will haunt every fan or at least every fan that grew up with the Ultimate Warrior. And it was almost like it's the song was already a favorite, but that final promo kind of really does link the fans, links us to it forever, and it's like if you were in a room full of strangers, of 10 people, and you played this music, you played the Ultimate Warrior song, at least one person would know it, and you knew you weren't alone. So my number 5, the Ultimate Warrior, and moving on.
Man. Oh, God. I still remember that. I was there the night when he gave the final speech. And I just remember flying home. And then when I landed, because this is back before Wi-Fi was big on planes and shit. And then I landed there like, the Ultimate Warrior died. Like, wait a minute, I just saw his ass last night. Like, yo, yeah. The Ultimate Warrior, yeah. It's up there.
Well, that brings me to my number 4. And that is Booker T's Can You Dig It?
Sucker.
Exactly.
Sucker.
And it is one of my favorite theme songs. Even when I didn't like Booker T, I loved his song. And when Booker T became King Booker in 2006, he didn't clinch being a heel for me until he got rid of his theme song. And he went to that royal music, and that made me hate him even more because he got rid of his banging music that I actually liked. That was the worst part of King Booker for me personally. But yeah, always loved Booker T's theme music. it was his WCW music as well. So, he brought it over, and I think that they reamped it a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty much the same, and it's still, it gets you pumped up. It's good shit.
Go, go, go.
It's my number 4, Coleco.
Oh man, number 4. Number 4, he took it right out of me. I had the Warrior at 4 because the Warrior at 4, that was, and I just can't do it no better than what he did because the Warrior. All I can remember is every kid when they played that song when they were a kid and that song played just remembered running their asses halfway around the house and then getting ready to get their inhaler after like 30 seconds of running as fast as you can around the house. So the Ultimate Warrior is indeed my number 4 for all the reasons Scooter said. It is just a great riff. It fit a great character such as the Warrior, which was all over the place. I still could hear Jesse Ventura in my head. He's gonna tire himself out before the match starts.
See, Hogan is smart. He's walking to the ring.
He's walking to the ring. So that's yeah, the Ultimate Warrior number 4, man. It Warriors 4.
Okay. Okay. Number 4. There are. Okay, I've got the 4 here. And I'm going to say this. 2 of my remaining 4 are tag teams. And number 4 is, of course, going to be a tag team. And this might be a little bit biased, but I really think that this might have been the first real song created for tag team, in the way Thugonomics was a specific, tune specifically created for Cena. And my number 4 is You Look So Good
to me.
I cannot turn my eyes. I hang on every word you say. You make me fall for you. You make my heart fall complete. Oh, baby, you look so good to me. Oh man, that's something I always had on, whether it was, my little, my stupid little, 64 megabyte MP3 player, from everything to my iPod, to my iPad, to my Spotify, to my Alexa, to, the whole thing in my bunker when the zombie apocalypse happens. This is a song you will find there. Billy and Chuck. Chuckabilly. Woo! You look so good to me.
Chuckabilly.
Yeah. You look so good to me. Number 4.
That brings us to my number 3. I'm gonna say the band's name. Our Lady Peace, whatever. Yeah. Obviously an iconic theme for an infamous wrestler nowadays, but you hear that first strum and you kind of know shit's gonna go down.
Chris Benoit is here and he's really mad. Chris Benoit is here and he's really angry. I just remember that shit had me crying when he said that. Oh God, I hear that. That's all I hear when I hear that
Well, I kind of
song.
I kind of hear it a little differently, but yeah, it's just an iconic song, honestly, that unfortunately doesn't get talked about anymore because of who it was attached to. Um,
hmm
but yeah, you can play that shit on repeat and um not get tired of it. It's just it has all the right beats, it has all the right moments, it's epic in the right places. And hearing that blast for WrestleMania 20 at the end, with Benoit and Guerrero holding the championships, it made it feel, even more, iconic than it would have been if it was just, the generic version of his theme song.
hmm
So, and obviously WrestleMania 20 holds a little bit of a special place in my heart as well. Benoit, I think I've said this before, Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers. So, it's not hard to believe that whatever was one of my favorite themes of all time as well.
hmm
And it is my number three.
I just looked up like those because I never knew those actually like were a thing. Like Christopher Hart here and he's really mad. Oh my god.
That shit happened. Edge and Christian did that shit. That shit had me cracking. I was done. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, that was.
it was like, oh man, but God, man.
Oh gosh. All right. So number three, define the generation. And as you can see, these top, I say, other than number one, the top four kind of like were iconic songs of a generation. And Attitude Era had its generation of songs, and number three for me, Are You Ready by DX. That song had every kid in this country crotch chopping all over the place. If you were born between the years of 1989 and 1995, you crotch chopped at some point.
Yeah. I was born in '84 and I was crotch chopping my way through junior high. Thank you very much.
Scratch that. 1980. I'll say 1982 to 1990. You were crotch chopping at some point. You were doing suck it and yelling suck it.
I did not have sexual relations with that. I did not sleep with that woman. I was up all night.
Right. Yep. So, I mean, that song basically started the Attitude Era, in essence, to be quite honest. I mean, that song made it edgy. That song hit the right generation of kids. And it kind of has that Rage Against the Machine type of feeling, which was what a lot of 90s junior high, high school, college, even post-college kids were feeling. Like that Gen X / millennial crossover generation. They had that feeling of we're going to make our own voice be known. And that's what it kind of actually felt like through that music. So number three is D-Generation X, Are You Ready?
All right. Now, none of us have approached the thin veil between the WWF and WCW. And this is why okay, Booker T. But this is something. Honestly, I think it's a bit more grounded in the fact that it Booker's was relatively original. And number 3 for me,
I know what you're gonna say.
and it's the fact that at the time I was just discovering this band, but at the same time I was also like, I was hearing the theme when I was, watching, Pro or Main Event or Saturday Night or even Monday Nitro. Number 3, Self High Five. It smells like DDP Spirit.
Yes, it sounded so like Nirvana.
And the fact that there was actual legal issues for the song sounding so similar, and it was on purpose. DDP cut. I forget where DDP tells the story about how he ended up with that. And it's really weird because DDP had no idea who Nirvana were.
Get the fuck out.
That is it. It was literally a ripoff. And when you think about it, this is literally the laying down the groundwork for promotions, not just copying popular songs for themes, but copying other themes for wrestlers when they sign with a new company. So this is both a great thing to listen to, and yet there's so much history in it in terms of pro wrestling that nobody really knows. Like you could do. I'm betting. You know what? You could do I don't want to say Vice because that's negative, but you could probably do a WWE Legends episode just on music.
Yes, you could.
And this would definitely be one of those stories. Like, it's by all means it should have failed, and it should have been a costly mistake. It ended up just really going in DDP's favor. I mean, in terms of gimmicks, up until a certain point, DDP wasn't exactly, hitting it big, so to speak. I mean, Baron Corbin, we see you. Actually, no, we see you, but we don't wanna. Stay at the bowling alley, please.
What the fuck was that?
He was there. They sent him to some PBA event because apparently Baron Corbin is a bowler. He's got a bowling ball head. Thanks, Pat.
I think you should pursue that, but that's a completely different topic.
And once DDP got over with the fans, like Self High Five became more than just the opening lyric. It it was a symbol for wrestling fans who weren't exactly on the side of the NWO. It was almost like the precursor to the Ones, and the Diamond. That the original Ones is the Diamond, and I will end it there.
All right. Now, my number 2. This person had many different theme songs and many different renditions of this song, but none is bigger or better than the O3 version, also dubbed the Hollywood version. I'm talking about The Rock.
Kiss ass.
The Rock always had a banger song, but I never necessarily liked his him having his voice in the song. The Rock says, the Rock, kind of took away from the music. And
Helped us play SmackDown. It helped us play No Mercy though.
true. From 97 to 2002, the song progressively got better with every single version that they made. And it was the O3 version, the Hollywood version. There was really no strings attached. It was the most simplistic version of the song, and yet it was the most iconic, in my opinion. It made, just a great theme that everybody knew, for one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. An iconic theme that for one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time. It's when I think of The Rock, when I think of his theme song, I always go to the Hollywood version, and it's just the guitar strum, the way that it's played, and it's not necessarily played epic, but it becomes epic for how well it's played, if that makes sense.
That breathiness of when she says, "He's cooking."
Yeah.
It's almost like he's pulling a disappearing act, and it's like you got The Rock in handcuffs. He pulls the disappearing act with that, and suddenly you're the one left in the handcuffs.
Which is very likely, considering he ditched us like a couple months later.
Yeah.
But even the before you get to the song, like where the helicopter is going through Los Angeles, and it's like the organ plays, and it's like almost gospel like before you get to it. Yeah, pretty good stuff. It's my number 2. Kalika?
Oof. Well, my number 2 is the arch enemy of that guy, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fair enough.
I feel bad being black and don't have that song, but Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme song from 98 to 2000 was just, that was it. You heard the glass break, and it was just, and it just, everybody knows what's going down. And his is, I like the way when you said it, Austin in 98, 96 and, I say 97 to 2000, it was the equivalent of Brock Lesnar's F5 on steroids, because Austin was just coming out and doing wild shit, and
it was during a time where people didn't like messing with their boss, like didn't get along with their boss, and they lived vicariously through Austin beating the shit out of their boss. And that glass shatter, no matter how he could be 70 in that glass shatter, and they gonna pop the shit out of it. It's just that riff, that doom and not even doom and gloom, but it's just like someone's coming to whoop that ass type style. It was just, yeah. So I mean, similar how The Rock, I'd say The Rock defined your theme song you picked at number 2, defined the generation for a lot of African Americans, because a lot of African American people really kind of cling to the wrestling through The Rock, right? I think most people in general cling through wrestling through Stone Cold, The Rock, or Hogan in some kind of manner. And I think that Stone Cold is one of those uberly over-the-top stars, because The Rock didn't really get things jumping like that till he went to Hollywood, but Austin was an instant star, celebrity, deathmatch, talk shows, TV shows, TV guides. Jesus, this dude was everywhere. So, yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin, number 2.
All right. My decisions between my number 2, number 1. I'm gonna. My number 2 is, honestly, I think, aside from Freebird for
That's true.
but this was, if I remember correctly, this was the first completely original composed song for any WWE superstar, complete with lyrics. Real American was not. Real American was a song before Hogan. So, number two, and it's probably the theme of one of the remaining teams that has not seen Hall of Fame justice yet. My number 2 is Demolition.
Oh, here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher. Demolition.
There's something. That's the song is infectious. It doesn't matter if they were face or heel. They did try doing some sort of like really like evil-esque like symphonic Drek when they were heels and realized no, they gotta go back to Axe and Smasher, even when Crush was in the lineup. And it's like you got up, you knew the lyrics, because if somebody can correct me, please feel free to do so down in the comments. But I believe this really was the first true theme song with lyrics created specifically for the WWF WWE. And I can still imagine it to this day, where Demolition comes out for like a one-shot appearance in like the modern day era and just works like a 6-man tag without doing anything or with barely doing anything, just so we could all hear the song again. And of course, I always imagine that their tag team partner is me. And there was a time I believe they were thinking about trying to bring Demolition in to face Eminem. I may be completely making that up. I'm not sure. But that's what exemplifies what a theme is. It tells you who they are. It tells you what they're gonna do, and most of all, it's catchy and it's not leaving your ears. And you know what? Even if it does, it's gonna sneak up on your brain when you least expect it, and you're gonna have to sing it all over again, and you're gonna love every single minute of it. I'm done. Moving on.
You know what's funny? I just saw somebody who did a TikTok with Demolition, like the W90s figures. And they did the whole Demolition coming down the ramp with the tag belts and the whole gimmick with the velvet rope, the velvet rope ring that he was pulling the string. And when you said that, it literally took me to that. It's like, here comes the axe, here comes the smasher, here Demolition, total disaster. Oh my God.
Destruction.
I mean, I usually don't even ask for this, but James, before you go your number one, there's got to be a gang of honorable mentions on this show. Because I swear to God, it's just like.
Before we get to our number ones, let's all do our honorable mentions. Honorable mentions for me. You mentioned Stone Cold was your number 2. Honorable mention the Disturbed version of Stone Cold's theme. No reaction, guys?
Wait a minute, you say what?
The Disturbed version.
Disturbed. The old one version. Rob Van Dam, One of a Kind.
Rob Van Dam, One of a Kind, yes.
Too Cool.
Too Cool.
Jesus died today.
All of Triple H's themes, every single one of them, they're all fucking bangers. Undertaker's Ministry theme.
Yes! That one was a banger.
Some personal picks, Jake Roberts' 96 theme, Razor Ramon.
Snake to Jake. Mm-hmm.
Razor
Ramon.
Trust me.
Low-key, Chavo Guerrero's team, from WCW. Banger.
Eddie Guerrero's theme.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was his. It was the lowrider. It sounded like War lowrider. Boom, boom,
that one.
Stereo, Ray Stereo with the Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko, Iceman. He was the PWI #1 wrestler in '97.
We kind of also have to give a shout out to Disco Inferno.
No, we
Disco Inferno, the Wonder Kid, Alex Wright.
Oh my God.
Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart,
the Booty Man.
Yeah.
Booty Man. Ass Man. I'm an ass man. D'Lo Brown. I like D'Lo Brown. You looking at the field there?
Yes.
Mark Henry's other theme, which became Teddy Long's
Sexual
theme.
Chocolate.
No, Teddy Long's theme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that with that that reverb at the beginning. Oh, God, shit. Oh no. Shit, what did you just say before Mark Henry and Teddy Long?
Ashman?
Something. No, there's something after that. Oh, and it brought something up in my mind, and
China's theme was a banger. More Than a Woman.
China's thing was of anger.
Christian, Just Close Your Eyes, the original version.
The Godfather.
yes, The Godfather. Oh, Hercules.
Hercules.
Gold Dust. Gold Dust.
Oh,
Gold Dust.
you son
Gold
you
Dust.
son of a bitch!
Gold Dust was a good theme.
No,
Oh my God.
You son of a bitch.
I am sorry.
I'm trying to think who else.
That was Gold Dust was my number one.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Forget I mentioned it. Forget I mentioned it.
Oh no.
Too late now, you bastard.
You get something a lot worse.
I'm trying to think of who else? Oscar had a good one.
That she did.
Bianca's is
Yeah.
Bianca's is a bopper. The Prophet's got a bopper.
Cody.
Cody kind of has a bopper. It's catchy, but it's not a bopper.
No.
I'm trying to think who the fuck else had boppers in WWE.
I mean, Metalingus.
Metalingus, Edge.
Forget about
I didn't know. I wanted to put that on there because this shit was banger. I Walk Alone, Batista.
Too many limes.
Sheamus.
The Miz.
I
Came to play.
The Mid.
Yes.
Alex Riley.
Ziggler.
Ziggler.
I mean, that Ziggler was one I always had on the playlist in the car.
No More
who
Awards,
else?
Jeff Hardy.
No, that's not. That is excluded.
Oh, is it?
Yep, it was created before the Hardys even existed.
Really? I did not know that.
I like the Dudley's theme song when they were first got to WWE.
It's going down.
Like Cain and Abel, the bread and staple, the brick, break the whole damn table.
Kane had a good one.
He had a couple of good ones.
Mankind.
Yes, Wreck.
Yeah. That was a bopper.
Trust me.
I'm trying to think of who else.
Should we get to our number one?
I mean, you
before I
could
spoil anything else.
I mean, No Chance in Hell, clearly.
Yeah, No Chance in Hell. Here Comes the Money.
I mean, even Stephanie, Queendom.
It's the queendom.
Yeah.
X-Pac had a good one. Dude Love.
It gets annoying.
Val Venus.
Yes. Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. I'm calling this leg Christmas, and I'm calling this leg New Year's. Ladies, come and visit the Big Valboski between the holidays. And you know what? The Big Valboski wasn't, it was a Big Lebowski reference, which, I mean, yeah, the movie was kind of about porn, but it really, you know, the whole nickname was just, no.
What about what the fuck? Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
They used to like in USWA. They used to have PG-13 rap to that bitch.
Yes.
That was
No, they did. They had PG-13 rap the nation.
kept rap to that bitch out in
in
WWF. Yeah.
I think we could be here all night with honorable mentions, honestly.
in fact,
You got to.
In fact, I do have one to replace Goldust, but I do have to mention. Maybe I'll do.
Ooh, Latino Heat.
Get down on your knees.
Oh, Jack Swagger.
Oh,
Swagger.
Swagger. Jack Swagger.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, I do have a number one, and my final.
We could be here all day.
Yeah.
I'm just-
My last one, my last honorable mention. Eyes of Righteousness.
Ooh.
Oh, testify.
Broken Dreams. Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Please call my name.
Okay, let's get to our number
Yeah.
ones now.
Yeah, we'll fuck around and
Yeah,
be here
this
all
is-
the time.
This is going
Yeah.
too far now.
Yeah. It's 3 a.m. where I am, you bastards.
So,
Yeah.
this person had many iconic themes. But this was the theme I knew him for. As much as I hated this individual, I always loved his theme song. And that is The Game by Motorhead, Triple H. Like Kaliko said, Triple H has had other themes that are bangers, but for me, Motorhead The Game, it was fucking it. It was just a great rock song from one of the most iconic bands of all time, and who hasn't tried to do the Triple H spit take from his entrance? And
You sure can spit some water.
yeah, and when you put on the guitar strum, and when
The jean jacket.
yeah, and it's Triple H, and when you hear that first strum, it's Triple H, it's The Game, and it's Motorhead, and it kind of started my love of rock and that genre of music in the first place. Like I said, I hated Triple H at that time. I always loved his theme. And honestly, I could have picked literally any theme to be number one, as this was damn near impossible. But
It was. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard.
I just went to what my childhood was, and it was The Game, Triple H, Motorhead. And so yeah, that's why it's my number one. Galiko.
Well, my number one. I swear to God, it had 100 motherfuckers in it. But it made wrestling cool. And that is the New World Order theme. It had to be New World Order. Because when you hear New World Order, in the smooth guitar rip of that riff was just and then you just hear
The funny part is that I remember hearing that somewhere else that had nothing to do with wrestling, and it sounded like it had actually come before WCW had found it. That's just a memory of mine, that's all. But yeah, that was like,
I mean, everybody knew when you hear new world order. And being a Southern kid down south, like when that shit was hitting, it was a wrap. And I could easily add all the versions, which is basically the C Murder, don't turn your back on the wolf pack, which was like the black version, which was hitting hard as hell as well. So basically, NWO and NWO Red, both of them bitches were slamming. Both of them hoes were slamming. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, or you might wind up in a body bag. You had Sting out there crip walking the fucking C Murder. Oh God, you had a Christian out there crip walking the New Orleans gangster music. I'm done.
Here's the thing, you also had Conan, who was also promoting his own theme too at the same time. Ashes to ashes and back to dust. Before ugly fool believe I'm a bust. Okay, but that's not my number one. Yeah, alright, I will say this. No, my original number one was Goldust. Simply because you can listen to that, not know it's got anything to do with professional wrestling, and you will think that it is from some movie.
A theme movie, yeah.
Yes, and every time I hear it, I think of something that I want to do where I use it as a theme over a trailer. And it's just, there's something so like, it's pumping full of energy, but you know, I'm overlooking that one for this one. We didn't get to hear it that much, but there was a point where they added the catchphrase in front of it. And no, it's not, how do you like me now? And I always loved this catchphrase because, like this guy, I was tiny. And this guy was going around, and you know, this guy was beating fucking people up, at least until, you know, the fucking camera was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that catchphrase was, and if you know it, we'll finish it. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
Let you. Oh my.
And of course, I am talking about If You Dare. Taz. That 13.
The EC. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, it's a da-da. It's like da-da. It was literally set to a flat line.
Yeah.
And that was just like, I can only imagine how Taz would have gone, how far Taz would have gone if they had just let him be ECW Taz.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they had WWE Stone Cold, so it didn't work.
Yeah. No matter how many times I could book a Fatal 4-Way with Taz, The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 2000, it would never work.
Yeah, 3 of those guys wasn't even on the card. I
know.
Alright.
True that.
That will top 10 list. Another shout out, Test. Test had some bangers.
Yeah, Test had it.
Oh, I mean, holla, if you hear me.
And
Scott Steiner.
what does everybody want?
Man, oh my God, Al Snow.
What does everybody need?
Cop.
And how
Oh,
did this
gosh.
Goldberg?
What?
Because Goldberg's was it's a marching song. That song is old.
Oh, so that was pre-existing.
Goldberg's was basically it was like a YouTube sound library clip.
Okay, I gotcha. Alright, well, that will conclude our top 10 list. This was literally the hardest one we've done so far. Hopefully next time we do this, it will be a little bit easier.
It won't. Because honestly, you could literally take the music and just go best of eras, best of producers, because a lot of these cats like Jim Johnston, CFO Dollar Sign, even who the fuck is Jimmy Hart. Like a lot of these cats are responsible for a lot of these jams.
Oh God, what the hell? Who was the one in Impact? Did AJ Styles drowning or whatever?
Yeah, and we only did WWE. Could you imagine if we had added AEW, TNA, New Japan? That would have been impossible.
Well, I think there's only one New Japan theme that that you would actually incorporate.
I disagree. There's a couple.
2, at least 3.
Maybe 5, I would say.
Ooh, I'm thinking Omega, Okada, Naito.
Well, Omega's theme was pre-existing, so technically no. But I'm talking about Tanahashi's original theme, Nakamura's original theme, Naito's, God,
Yeah, God. God was a fucking banger.
Am I forgetting this? I mean, there was a lot. But yeah, I mean,
wait, who's
when I say it's a
Ishii's theme.
yes, Ishii has a banger. But again, we need to stop saying names of songs now. It will be easier the next time we have a top 10 list because we won't be doing theme songs. We'll be doing
Ruby Soho, Ruby. Oh, that's pre-existing,
yeah.
so.
We'll be doing a different top 10 with something that of an easier topic that we could probably all
that's who it was. Minoru Suzuki.
yes.
Suzuki. Oh, Suzuki. Fucking Suzuki. Yes.
Yeah. Join us.
Yeah.
That will conclude this episode. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and CastBox. This is sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesG993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I mean, you can send me a migraine to my address, but you can follow me at I'm Kaliko. I swear to God, my brain is already thinking of all these goddamn songs.
And where can we find Scooter?
As always, find me on X. If you really want to find me, I'm gonna be asleep in about 10 minutes. So if you want to have a look at me there, you are completely a creep.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.